I have opened the windows in my household, as you can tell by the light shining down upon me. And Oda has also opened my eyes to a very interesting design. Right here, we have the Thousand Sunny, as we would see him in the newest movie Film Red. So this design is very interesting because it infers one of two things. One, a character in Film Red will have the ability to turn lifeless objects into living creatures, which is very similar to Big Mom's power. Or this could just be the soul and pure essence of the Thousand Sunny itself. While the latter does sound a little bit ludicrous, we do have to remember back in Enies Lobby, the Going Merry literally sailed by itself and talked and said goodbye to the Straw Hats. And then we also heard a couple of legends about how ships somehow take personalities and start repairing themselves, or they dance around in the middle of the night. It's a really creepy story. I remember as a kid going through Water 7, I was like a little bit freaked out, to be honest. But yes, we finally have a transformation for the Thousand Sunny, and I'm really just curious to see how Oda pulls it off. But also, this does feel a little bit like a cash grab to sell a bunch of Thousand Sunny plushies, like you can see right here. You could tell it's definitely to be marketed. We have a couple of pictures here. These are some designs as well. And honestly, the Thousand Sunny looks pretty dang cool. Another question I do have about this is if this is actually the Thousand Sunny, like the entire ship gets turned into this, or if this entity also exists alongside the Thousand Sunny. So, you know, you're sailing on the ship and then boom, you have little Sunny here walking around as well. That's the real question I had. We also had a couple of interesting designs as well. We have Kalifa making a comeback as a CP0 agent, and we have Blueno, which is kind of insane to me that they're making this huge reveal in a movie and not in the actual manga, which I'm sure Oda is planning on revealing that sometime soon. But it's kind of nuts, right? Because we've never had big reveals like this that are strictly movie only, but also have very canon implications. One thing I am missing, and I really wish we're going to get very soon, is to see if Jabra comes back in CP0. Originally, I wasn't a huge fan of Kaku or even Spandim becoming part of CP0 because it just doesn't make sense. Because if you followed the cover story from a long time ago, you might remember that the CP9 agents were on the run. Blueno, Jabra, Kaku, like they were all on the run from the world government, only to end up as CP0 agents. That's why, with pretty good confidence, I want to say that Jabra might have made the cut as well, especially if Blueno and Kalifa made the cut. Like, come on. We cannot forget about our wolf pal. The main reason I wanted to make this video is just to spread the information that this is actually a thing. I know I'm a little bit late, but I wanted to talk about it nonetheless. And I want to get your opinions. Do you think this is going to be canon? Sunny-kun specifically. I know Kalifa and Blueno here, they're definitely going to be canon because they're a part of CP0, and we're definitely going to see CP0 in the future. But Thousand Sunny is the one that has me scratching my chin, wondering if this might actually be a valid plot point down the line. And Film Red is very interesting as well, because Oda has a huge part to play in its story. He said so himself. And also, for the anime of One Piece, they're gonna take a break in the midst of Wano to set up a filler arc to hype up the movie. So I'm really curious because this isn't just some throwaway movie. This isn't some random bounty hunter coming into the mix. This has to do with Shanks and part of his backstory and character development. And not to mention, they're introducing CP0 agents we haven't seen before. So with all that in mind, I'm really curious if after Wano, Oda will take the Dragon Ball Super approach where he turns this movie and make this a canon arc. Like after Wano, we spend like, let's say 10 to 20 chapters delving into the Film Red concept. But I kind of don't want that because I feel like we need to get to other places. And it does suck watching a movie and then having it literally regurgitated at us in a manga format. But in Dragon Ball Super, they did skip past some of that as well. They said, hey, by the way, here is the Broly movie, moving past that now. So I'm wondering what he'll do, or if this will be entirely just filler and non-canon. But I did want to take a look at some of the comments because I thought some of them were kind of funny. And I also wanted to share with you guys what people are saying about this as well. First comment here says, more terrifying when you realize he is the size of the Sunny. No, he is not. Is he? If this guy is the size of the Sunny, then the Blackbeard matchups have just changed. San Juan Wolf is going to be fighting Sunny-kun, confirmed. Hey, that would be a pretty good plot point. I mean, yes and no. I physically cannot accept this as real until I actually see it in the film. It looks so wrong and soulless. One good comparison I saw was that people were comparing this to Bleach's Con, which looks very similar, right? Like, this is like a different color scheme, bootleg Sunny at this point. Okay, maybe bootleg is the wrong term since Con came first. But yeah, it does seem a little bit strange to have like this mascot thrown at us after all this time. I like how the reaction to this is either finding it adorable or terrifying. I am somewhere in the middle. I want to say it's a little bit terrifying, man. Like, look at that sinister smile. Like, he's up to no good, right? Like, you're walking down a hallway, everything's dimly lit, and then boom, Sunny-kun comes out, and he just stares at you smiling. Yeah, it's horrifying. This one just says, why? And it says, Chopper plushie sales dropped. That's why. Oh, God. Sunny, seeing Frankie. Papa, Frankie, bawling. My baby. Yeah, I don't even know how the other Straw Hats would react to it. I would honestly be quite terrified if this happened to me in real life. Like, imagine walking outside and your car or bike turned into an actual animal like this. Like, I would lose my mind. It wasn't Yamato, Momo, Tama, or Carrot. The new Nakama is Sunny? The Sunny Go? Damn, Oda, you need some extra cash for something? Wow, these guys are just ragging on him. Yeah, I mean, it's weird to just drop this without any context. If Oda came out and he gave you this design, and then he maybe made a brief statement like, oh yes, Sunny-kun is going to be transformed or something of the sort, it might be kind of okay. But the fact that he just said, hey, here's these images, see you later, is kind of crazy, man. That takes some balls for sure. Maybe it is due to a Devil Fruit ability that brings inanimate objects to life. I think it would have to do more than that, since the ship has transformed into something else. Bringing inanimate objects to life seems similar to what Big Mom's Devil Fruit does. And yeah, maybe this is like a chibi fruit, because there's no reason why the Sunny would turn into this if it was given a soul like Big Mom would do with her Devil Fruit. Because if Big Mom did it, the ship would literally just start singing and dancing and be the original shape and size. This looks like the ship actually turned into a small creature. I'm putting my money down on a chibi fruit, even though that might not be what it is. So that means Uta or someone else has the opposite fruit of Sugar's hobby fruit, one that turns inanimate objects into people. I like this idea. Would be an interesting way to sideline Zoro if his swords get turned into people. I would love to see that. Imagine Zoro has Enma or his other blades during that movie, and they get turned into people. What kind of people would they be? I'm just expecting like a group of samurai at that point. Like, it turns into really badass people. But at the same time, if this is what's happening and the Sunny does get turned into a person, how would you say goodbye to Sunny-kun by the end of the movie? Would that be sad? Would it be emotional? Would Sunny understand what's happening? Like, oh yes, I guess my time is over. Usopp, please stop peeing off the balcony. Luffy, stop destroying me. I don't know what Sunny would say. Like, it's such a, curveball here that I don't know what Oda's true intentions are with this design. I feel like we're all ignoring the elephant in the room. Will this or something similar happen in canon? Which is what I mentioned earlier, because this movie so far has a lot of canon aspects we have not yet seen in the manga, which is insane to say. And they're not just plot points we could blow off and say it's side content. No, it's Shanks' backstory, or at least a part of it. It has CP0 members we have not met yet in the manga, or reintroduce CP0 members. And now we have this Sunny-kun design, which if it's by a Devil Fruit, that's one thing. But if this has to tie back to what we saw in Eni's lobby, and the rumors that ships have souls and explains more about that, then this does have a lot of canon aspects. Sunny is the ancient weapon Pluton. If I'm wrong, I'll tattoo the Sunny onto my left butt cheek. See, this sounds like a joke, right? But you have to remember, Pluton had blueprints. So now I'm wondering if Pluton might have actually been a giant battleship. And maybe somewhere down the line, you turn that battleship into whatever Sunny is in this movie. You take the soul of that ship and you harbor it, you grow it up, and you nurture it until it turns into whatever creature this is. And then boom, you have Pluton. That sounds like a crazy theory, but I do like the idea of that. Devil fruit that temporarily turns inanimate objects into living ones, yokai no mi or something. Sounds crazy enough to be involved in the plot of a One Piece movie, I wholeheartedly agree, but just imagine how weird the conversations would be. Oh, thank you guys for writing me for so long. I loved having your bare feet step on my back. Like, I just don't know how it would go. I would almost prefer Sunny to not be able to talk. Maybe Sunny just makes animal noises. That would be much better. I want Sunny-kun to coup de burst all over me. Are we gonna have a scene of Usopp tripping on acid in this movie? These comments are too much, man. I love it. But yeah, it's just such a weird dynamic. I hope there's a good explanation for it. But it's funny because we see the trailer for the movie. It looks really emotional, really impactful. And then boom, Sunny-kun all of a sudden. Plot twist, it's just a new member of Bartolomeo's crew who happens to be particularly a fan of the Straw Hat ship and walks around cosplayed. Oh, that's a good one. Oda never said it is the Thousand Sunny. He never strictly said that in plain text. It could be this. Although I do believe that this is the actual Thousand Sunny, but I do like this idea a lot. If this is right, this guy gets a huge shout out for that idea. Since it was a transformation, they probably fed it a devil fruit, or maybe it was Frankie Tech. Don't know how they'll explain it without it being a butt pull. Maybe it's an accident and someone touched the Sunny and transformed it. So if they did feed the Sunny a devil fruit, then this has to be canon. Unless the Sunny gets ripped apart from its devil fruit somewhere in the movie, it has to be canon at that point, because you can't just have the Sunny eat a devil fruit and then we just leave the movie with Sunny still having a devil fruit, because that would just throw so many wrenches in the plot of the movie. I know movies aren't necessarily canon, but they still have to be somewhat conclusive. So we can't leave the movie with Sunny having a devil fruit. Maybe Blackbeard shows up and start carving holes in the Sunny and steals the devil fruit back, but I just don't see that happening. Also, the idea of this being some Frankie tech doesn't sit right with me as well, because Frankie never before has created a living object, especially a humanoid object like the Sunny could. It just doesn't make any sense. It also doesn't make any sense as to why he would do it either. And why the Sunny first? Like, why not like a battleship or something like he's known for back in his childhood? So yeah, I can't see Frankie Tech being the answer to this either. It has to be devil fruit related or has something to do with the spirit and the, possession of the Sunny. I have no idea how to word it, but yeah. Overall, I think this is a really crazy design. It looks really sinister for some reason, but I'm excited to see how Oda pulls it off. And maybe, who knows, this will be somewhat canon at the end of the day. The most important thing that I like to point out, though, is that Kalifa and Blueno are definitely back. I can't wait to see how they evolved, because out of the CP9 members, I want to say these two were, not really that memorable. They had their own one-on-one fights respectively with Blueno versus Luffy, introducing Gear second, but Kalifa versus Nami was kind of a fan fest. Who knows, maybe they have crazy amounts of haki, maybe they awaken their devil fruits, which I don't even want to imagine what that looks like. But yes, with these reveals, I am now holding out hope that Jabra is also a part of CP0 as well. Which, let me pull him up here in case you guys have forgotten about Big Bad Wolf Jabra. I thought this guy was so freaking cool, man. I loved his transformation, his fight against Sanji. While it wasn't like crazy, I still thought it was really dope at the end of the day. And I'm not a huge fan of CP9 members becoming CP0 members, because it really lessens the roster of new characters and cool abilities we might see. Like, imagine if all of CP0 was literally just CP9. While it would be really nostalgic to have them be CP0 members, I just don't like the fact that it would take up space from new characters we could have been introduced to, new motives, new backstories, and etc. So yeah, that's my honest opinion. Who knows, maybe there's just a whole bunch of CP0 members we haven't met yet, besides these guys and the one we met at Wano. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this. I thought it was really cool. I just wanted to update you guys and give my 2 cents in. So far, I am really excited for this movie, especially after seeing the trailer and seeing how crazy the music is in those 2 minutes alone. And I do want to see more of Shanks, but let's be real here. How much backstory is Oda really going to give to Shanks if it isn't in the manga? But if he does end up giving a lot of Shanks lore, then we could take the good assumption that this might have potential to be canon, which would be the first One Piece movie that is truly canon. Because we've had other ones like the one with Shiki, where he's mentioned in the manga time and time again, And we also had Stampede, where he had ties with Roger, and 3D2Y. While they're all technically canon and have implications, they aren't truly in the manga, and Oda never really addresses them. So maybe this is the turning point for him and the series. So let me know what you guys think about this down below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I really would appreciate it. And thank you for joining me on this interesting talk about. So, peace out.